You may have heard somebody say while you're practicing on the range, hey, don't move your head. That's not a great piece of advice. Today we're going to help you understand how your spine needs to move and your head so you can have great contact. We're going to have Nate go to get to a setup position here, right? And now just move to an impact position. Okay, now notice we want a little forward shaft lean so you can compress the ball. So go back to setup and go to impact. Now, there's something to notice when you look at this really closely. Basically, the center point of his shoulders, let's just call it the top of your sternum right here. Let's look really closely at that point in space. That has moved forward so that you can get the forward shaft lean. And so let's look at the logo on his cap, right? It's moved left during the golf swing. So if Nate if he tries to get forward shaft lean and he keeps his head back, or this point in space back, and he tries to get through it, see the club it won't even hit the ground. So how would you try to hit the ground?
I would have to
flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to flex the right wrist and just look through it. Okay. So if you do a swing where you're concentrating so much on let me keep my head still and you keep your head back, there's no way you can get forward shaft lean. You have to flex the wrist to get to the ball, right?
Yep.
If you move, so what you end up happening, if you move your hips but you keep your head back, this is going to be your wrist action, and that leads to very poor impact, right? When you have a lot of wrist motion, a lot of flexing.
No ball flight control.
No ball flight control. You lose your low point, you lose your face angle, you lose your club path. It's not very good, right? So let's have Nate walk through what he does pre-shot, and we'll see him go a little slow motion. Then we'll look at one at full speed and see how this point right here between your shoulders moves and your head moves during the golf swing.
Get set up. Now on your takeaway, okay, feeling the right types of pressure into your trail side as we get the rotation to build. Okay, allowing ourselves to keep our spine angle as we go back. And now we're set up. The pressure you build on the way back, if I just lift up my left leg, everything wants to move around to the left. Okay, so I'm going to use that direction in the downswing as I built the pressure going up. Now I have that naturally wanting to go left. Okay, as we get forward into that front foot and start to accelerate the arms in the downswing through impact, then we get to marry the two and we start to get that torquing through impact where the club and body are in sync, and then the club face isn't needing some violent motion through impact.
So here's a full speed iron shot, right? This is a 234 yard, what was this, a 7-iron?
Little draw 6-iron.
6-iron, okay, 234 6-iron. So let's look at this. As Nate mentioned, the loading in the right hip. So here you can see the center of the pelvis, the orange button here on his pelvis doesn't sway to the right. And in transition, you can see how that pelvis moves down and to the left. Now look up here at the shoulders, and we've got the exact same thing. That orange circle of the center of the shoulders moves with the pelvis down and left. So your head moves
Down to the left.
Down and to the left, right? We're letting the entire spine through this transition sequence. You've loaded, and the shoulders and the hips are moving down and to the left. Now from here you can see how nice and stable that rotation axis is between the shoulders. So the line there of the shoulders shows the two sockets. Now they rotate there, and you can see Nate's wrist not flipping. It's got a nice forward shaft lean. The wrist extension, it gradually straightens as he goes through the swing, and you end up fully extended on the left side. So where's the head end up? A lot more left than where it was at setup. So you're not trying to keep the head still, are you?
No, definitely not.
So it's not just the hips move forward, the entire spine. So we're looking at the shoulders here, but of course the head rides on top of that, and so the head goes down and left in that transition as well. That sets you up to be able to have the forward shaft lean, compress the ball, terrific wrist motion to get a 234 yard 6-iron.
So the easiest way to start working on this, okay, and to get a good grasp or sensation of what we're trying to accomplish in the full swing is let's just grab a wedge and just do some half little pitch shots or whip shots, okay? So I've got a 56-degree here. Okay, get in a decent setup position. Take away good pressure into that right foot. Okay, stabilizing ourselves when we get to our, say, top position. So I'm going to be coming back in this halfway back area maybe for a half shot. Okay, and then feeling on the way through now, okay, I'm going to allow the left side to be clearing. The head's going to be able to travel forward through impact, okay, instead of it hanging back. All right, so load it up, be balanced, and let that head, let yourself come through with the shot through the impact zone.
Here we have the lower speed wedge shot from Nate. Again, the blue dots are where the hip and shoulders are at address, and then the yellow dots are going to be as it moves through the swing here. So as you load up there, there's no sway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, like you're feeling that pressure from the right foot. You can see how that takes those orange dots and move them to the left.
Mm-hmm. Forward, and then it brings you through impact, allowing you to maintain your wrist angles and a nice club face control.
So you can see the head has moved, not a ton, right? But the center of those shoulders is more left at impact than what it was at setup. And that allows for this nice shaft lean that we have in here. You can see there's, I don't know, about 10-15 degree shaft lean, so it's a nice compression on the ball, and that right wrist is nice and stable, right? There's no flipping of that wrist. So this is a great speed, as Nate mentioned, right? This is really a nice speed to be working on. We'll just flow through this at about normal speed here. This is really a great speed to learn how to do this motion.
And checking back, like give this, a dozen shots or so, and before you attempt to build up into a full swing, and just always going back to this as a basis of helping you produce the right ball flight, even if it is only maybe under a 50-yard shot or maybe a 100-yard shot max. Just working on your spine angle and pressure maintenance to help you maintain consistency through impact.
We can see, as we said at the beginning, right, that head moves left. It's not sticking still. That is so important to let the spine flow, maintain the tilt, let all of the spine flow to the left with that pressure, and have a nice fluid swing through.
Getting another set of eyes on your golf swing is something that can really help you. We offer online swing training program where you send us your videos and we'll look at them, give you coaching, 14-day free trial. Just click the link in the description below or in the iCard above.